Hello, everyone. I'm back again. It's Christine with 24 Karat Healing. I'm a spiritual medium, intuitive energy coach, and old soul healer. And today we are talking about the Christ Consciousness Summit, May 1st and May 2nd. But first and foremost, I want to bring on a beautiful soul who actually suggested that we, talk a little bit about the summit and why you should join. And Julia, here she is, Julia Grief. She's a beautiful channeler, way shower, light worker. When did we meet? Was it last year for the Earth Summit? Didn't you have an Earth Summit?
Yes, an after event in last April. So
last April.
And thank you. It was wonderful to meet you then. And I'm so honored to be a part of this summit and to get to chat with you today.
Absolutely. And I'm just blown away, that half of the folks that were part of the 5D Love Summit last year have come back and generously donated their time and their energy. And you guys are giving away gifts as well. So I'm just blown away. I'm so grateful, so blessed, so thankful that you get to share with the community.
Yes, well, I'm so excited to be a part of it, and I'd love to hear you talk more about it and your reasons behind starting the summit, what your inspiration was, and what you're excited about in this year's summit.
Well, my inspiration, why I started, when everything hit in March of 2020, I just seen a lot of fear. I seen a lot of, there was just a lot of fear. And I thought, how can we come together and join in community and collaboration and support each other during this time? And I thought, well, why not? I kept hearing about 4D and 5D and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, really, it's all about love. So why don't we start something like this and have a whole bunch of experts or, light workers and healers to share with the community. And then we can all learn together, because the more we learn and connect and collaborate, the better we are. And I just wanted somewhere safe for someone and free. I mean, that was a big thing too, is to make it free and accessible for everyone.
Oh, that's so beautiful. So this is your second year of doing it.
Yes.
I'll be a first-time guest, but I know you said you have many people who are on the show for the second time. And would you like to share a bit about your featured speakers?
Absolutely. Here we go. I mean, this is, and I'm also facilitating all of this. This is 6 hours, so this is going to be a good test. But, as they say, I'm just a vessel. All right. So this is Saturday's lineup. We have Tabitha Polaris, who was with us last year. Beautiful light worker, singer, musician as well. She just put out an album as well. And she will be talking about that, but she's going to be talking about vocal toning and your frequency. And I've been hearing about, chanting and how using your voice is probably the greatest gift to harmonizing your whole, your whole system, your whole everything, your nervous system. It's like breathing, chanting, singing. When someone would tell you or say, oh, I'm not a very good singer, that's a load of garbage. Actually, that's somebody told you that and you believed it. Everybody can sing. Everybody has a voice. Everybody can chant. I truly believe that. Okay, so now that was Tabitha, and do you have the schedule? Who is next after Tabitha? I believe it's Laura.
Let's have a check for you.
Laura West.
Laura West.
Yes, she is new, and her spiritual journey started over 20 years ago. So she is highly connected to Jesus, Christian and Jewish faith, and then her grandmother. So she's going to be spreading the word of love, which I absolutely love. So truly tapping into the angelic and soul realms. So this is going to be quite interesting. And who do we have next, Julia?
Okay, next we have Ray Kalnan.
Yes,
hope.
Ray Calnan. She was with us last year, and she does future and past life regression. And I've actually gone through a few future life progressions with her and past. And she was trained under Ann Jersh, and she is a world-renowned regressionist. And she is a Reiki master and teacher. But she's going to be talking about finding your life purpose, which I feel is very important. Everybody has a purpose. We're here for a reason. So glad to have her with us.
When we connect with that purpose, we truly come alive. So it's a
absolutely. And I have to remind people it's not your job. But if you find you're very passionate and love what you do, then there you go. It's really finding the passion.
And then after that, we have Linnea Nordstrom.
I believe it's pronounced Linnea. And she was with us last year. She is a certified mindfulness specialist and meditation guide with Wellness Euphoria. She is out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And she's going to be talking about building your altar, which, again, I'm so much about sacred spaces. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So you guys can make it any way you want.
Oh, so beautiful. And after that, Kira Lani.
Yes. She was with us last year too. And she is a tree gong healer. And I know I get a lot of like, what? A what healer? Qigong, really, does it matter? She works with the trees and the nature energy, which is something Julia and I love so very much, very dear to our hearts. And she's going to be talking about water restructuring and heart purification. So very interesting. Some of these topics are definitely top of mind. They're out in the field. I know I've been talking about building altars and working more with nature and using our voices like through chanting or breath work. So these are all things that people are thinking and feeling already. So
yeah, it really is at the forefront of what's coming up in our consciousness now. Truly going to be beautiful.
We're ready for it because last year was 5D. I feel like people were like, oh, okay. But now you got to believe in something. Source, God, correct, whatever it is, you have to believe in something, whatever your something is, and then really fully develop it to make it integral of who you are, because that's where you're going to find love unconditionally, forgiveness, and healing. And that's it. That's what I've learned. I don't know about you, but
I like to kind of conceive it as the essence of beingness that is the originating consciousness that is without names and encompasses all names. So I have a very wide definition there.
Yeah, and that hey, and we welcome all, really. It's really, we're just sharing love and our resources and finding our tribe and community, as they say. And speaking of tribe, Marcia is here with us, and she's just saying hello. And nice to meet you. Looking forward. She has been a great supporter of 24 Karat Healing, and she went through my mentorship as well. So thank you, Marcia, for being here. And I believe, oh yes, and I forget to,
Saturday, I think we have you before you move on. Before we move on to Sunday, you are finishing off.
Yeah, I'm talking about Christ consciousness. I mean, why not? Because I have so many. That just happens to be my connection, and I want to talk more about it and why some people still have some healing and wounds around the word God or religion, period. And I'll be sharing my perspective on it. That's all. All right.
Right. That's something that's so relevant for us, I think.
Absolutely. And now we're moving on to Sunday.
Yes.
Yes. So we have Leisha. Oh, okay, that's fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
We have beautiful Leisha, and I'm just going to bring up the schedule here because I've got it handy. It's all good. And I believe Leisha, no, actually Kelly is starting us off on Sunday. Here she is. Oh, hold on here. There we go. Yeah, she was part of the summit last year as well, and she's out of Hawaii. Lucky. She is going to be talking about light language activation, and she, at a very early age, she's devoted her life to reminding about who we are, and I mean that's why we're here. So this is going to be a beautiful activation, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. And next is Lisha. I just got to find her graphic. But she is a counselor who, I feel this is very sacred work that she does. She instills hope to survivors of unspeakable things like childhood sexual abuse, and then how it's linked to our object mentality with money issues. So, I love what she's doing. She's really raising the collective vibrations, and especially for men and women, anyone that's been affected. So I really honor the work that she's doing. And it looks like I am next again. Going to be talking about soul purpose connection, because that's my work for 2021. My intention, that was my word for 2021, is to connect with our soul and therefore through our purpose. All right. And then we have a little break. And then Sonia. Sonia is actually going to be on my podcast in a couple weeks. And she's written many books. She's an empowerment trainer, and she's talking about healthy relationship awareness. She's kind of tongue-in-cheek a little bit. She is a lawyer, but she's spiritually focused, which is interesting nowadays if you think about it. One of her books is kind of tongue-in-cheek and says, do you post your husband on Craigslist? She sent the book to me. I haven't read it yet, but I'm like, the title alone is hilarious. So I'm really looking forward to her sharing with us. And guess who's next? The one and only. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you're going to be sharing with us?
Yes, I'm going to be bringing through a channel transmission for those who are attending live and on replay. The beings of absolute light that I channel and work with, they'll read the energy of the field, of the people who are participating both live and on replay, and then bring through channel transmissions to support people in upgrading into a higher vibrational state of being and coming into alignment with the new earth energies.
Love it.
Really
I love that graphic.
I can for people.
Oh yeah, no, I love that. I can, when I pick the graphic, I just seen you as part of the universe. That's what the whole picture for me symbolizes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have fun creating these, by the way. I feel like a little kid, but and she is new, Georgie Den. She is talking about angelic celestial healing realms, and she had an angelic intervention which changed her life and took her from stressed and depressed to fulfilled and blessed. I love that, because that's how I feel. I know there's lots of folks that can resonate with that type of turnaround in their lives, and we've all had. I mean, I just talked about this in my show today about the hero's archetype. We all have a hero. I know I do. I mean, when you think of hero, who do you think of, Julia? Who was someone that encapsulated that for you?
Well, when you're saying it now, the thing that came to me was, and I think it's because of the way you were leading into it, but it was the part of me inside of me that enabled me to get through that period of depression and stress and anxiety, and, discover a more true and authentic relation to myself. And I'm sure if you asked me another day, I'd come up with another answer. But just, in the flow of the conversation today, that was what came up for me. So it's very similar to what you're sharing about your own journey as well.
Yeah, because if somebody can have one piece that they take away and have their aha moment and epiphany, and or stop them from doing something they cannot reverse, amazing. That's why we're here. This is our time. and we are so needed. And I'm talking to whoever's watching right now or listening. I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to Julia, and I'm I'm talking to myself and whoever else. I just feel this is so important. We are the tide. We are the tide of change. So
yes, and we all are, and we all have an important part to play, like you say, and this amazing lineup of speakers and people sharing their gifts that you've got. It's just a real testament to the integrity of the work that you're bringing through, that you can attract such a wonderful group who are ready to share from the heart and share these wonderful teachings and experiences with the audience. I'm really looking forward to being part of the audience as well as one of the speakers on the summit.
Yes, and we're very excited to have you and all the others. We're also giving away, each speaker will have a gift. So you want to kind of be there if, you'd like. Who doesn't love free gifts? How about you, Julia? Do you like free gifts?
Oh, I love free gifts.
So you'd want to be there. And I'm also gifting a mentorship with someone. This is 2 months, and it is life-changing. I have, I can think of a few people, but where they have said, you basically turn the switch on for me. So if you want to call me an activator, then I guess that's what I am. I'm also gifting a Reiki reveal session, which encapsulates mediumship, Reiki, energy clearing, past lives will come up, Akashic records, whatever it is, it's coming forward. So it's a soul reading, essentially.
They're incredible gifts. That's just so much value that you're putting forward. Thank you so much for sharing those with the audience too.
Yes, absolutely. So I guess you guys comment, below who you're looking forward to seeing, or maybe you're just excited to be there for the whole thing, or maybe you can only make it on a Saturday or Sunday. Even if it's on the replay, let us know who you're looking forward to, and make sure you share, as my friend Paul Boggy would say, Care Bear, share if you dare. I always think of him when he talks about sharing. So yes, don't be afraid to share, because you just never know who might need to hear the message.
Right. And sometimes, sharing in a PM or an email can really work as well. If there's someone who comes to your heart, it's like an intuitive hit that this person will get it. That's another way to share too.
Yes, because we all have telepathy. We just have to, utilize it. Like if you're thinking of someone, then just do it. Don't hesitate. Just go and do it. You just never know. You just never know. I don't know about you. It happens to me all the time. I'll be like, I'm thinking of someone, and then I'll get a message later. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, or a phone call the next day.
Yeah, phone call, or, oh, this is not going to happen. And then as through a series of events, you're being shown why. I always say rejection is God's protection. I used to get really disappointed when I wouldn't get this or get that, or try to manipulate whatever, if it was from the ego, especially. But many times it's protection, and we need to look at it that way instead of being. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember when I was in my down phase, my friend saying to me this or something better, and I really held on to it. But it's kind of the same principle. What isn't working out for you isn't working out for you, because there's something much better coming in for you.
Absolutely. And if I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but if you're struggling with a decision, not making a decision is a decision. Mm-hmm. And there is no timeline on a decision either. Like, oh, you have to make it like now. Oh, no. That I think that's a message for somebody out there. I'm just putting that out there. I feel like there's some type of contract or something. Anyways, I will leave that there. So if it was for somebody out there, I hope that helps. Because there's nothing worse than having angst over something.
It really takes you from yourself, doesn't it, when you're kind of divided into like that.
It does. It does. Well, I want to honor your time, Julia, because I know you're really busy. You just got off like a 3-hour training. But sorry, where are you anyways in the world? I didn't even ask.
I'm in Japan. I'm from the UK, but I live in Japan.
Gosh, that's beautiful. When I think of Japan, the culture and the food and then the cherry blossoms. I'd love to visit.
We just had the cherry blossom season. Yeah, if you get the chance, do come. If I'm still here, I'd love to, guide you.
We have cherry blossoms here, but I'm sure there's way more in Japan. So
it depends on where you are, but I'm in the rural area, so there's lots of mountain cherry blossoms. So you just drive around and you see them dotted all around. It really is just incredible.
Lovely, lovely. All right. Well, thank you for being here and for facilitating this. I appreciate your help. And you know what? I have a feeling we're going to work more in the future in some capacity because you were actually, you had stepped forward, and that really says something. So I really appreciate your heart. You're such a massive heart, such a beautiful light. And thank you so much. And I can't wait to see all of you Saturday and Sunday. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, please remember, healing begins where the ego ends. Take care.